Hey everyone, Steve from Make Your Own Fun here, and in this video I just wanted to have a little go at using a funny little controller originally for the PS3 on the PS Classic. It's this controller, this Hatsune Miku kind of Project DIVA arcade controller, which I've never played the games in the arcade or on any of the consoles, but this one's for the PS3. It's the mini version, and as you can see it's got like just 4 little buttons for the D-pad, and then 4 for X, circle, square and triangle, and 2 analog sticks. And so it's basically your normal controller, but all the buttons are just kind of laid out differently. And I think traditionally you just kind of play the game. It's a rhythm game. You play it like that, just kind of mashing buttons. But with the use of this adapter by Brook, I'll be able to put the controller into this PS3/PS4 port and then output it to the PS Classic, which I just got plugged in here. And that's a neat little feature of this Brook adapter, which is actually mostly for PS3 to PS4 to PlayStation 2. So as you can see right now, there's nothing plugged into the PS Classic, and it's basically saying there's no controller. Reconnect the controller to controller port 1. Actually getting this set up is pretty self-explanatory. You've got your adapter here, and then you just take your PS3/PS4 controller, put it into this port, then take your usual PS4 charging cable and put it into this and connect that to your PS Classic here. And I'll just do that right now. So here we are. Plug that in there, plug it into the PS Classic. And I've just got the USB plug for the Project DIVA controller and plugging that into the adapter in this end. And you want to make sure that on your adapter it's got a PS2 and a X input mode, and you just basically switch it to the X input mode, and then it'll start outputting out of this port as opposed to out of this plug. And then now, as we'll see, I can just press X and the controller works. I just want to test it out with some games. I think the best game to test this out with would be probably Tekken 3, because you know you've got your 4 attack buttons and your D-pad, and it's not necessarily the best way to play it, but it's one that makes the most sense right now with this controller. So your big buttons on the controller are obviously all here, but you get L1 and L2, R1 and R2 up the top here, but I don't think they're used for the Project DIVA games that much, so that's why they're hidden up here. So if you do need a game that you kind of utilizes them, it'll be a bit hard. Try a bit of arcade mode. As you can see, I've played through Tekken 3 twice on this machine. Let's go with maybe Jin, because I'm very basic like that. So here we are, basically playing it like some sort of weird rhythm game. It's pretty fun. It's kind of like using a hitbox, if you've ever seen one of those, but with big giant buttons that you couldn't possibly miss, and that kind of feel like you're playing Boggle every single time you want to punch something. But overall, it's not that bad of an experience. It makes it more fun if you're kind of sick of playing with a stick or a D-pad. But let's see how we go with King. I mean, it kind of takes button mashing to a whole new level, but you know, I'm sure you can pull off your 10-hit combos.
Round 2, fight.
And for reference, the analog stick does work as well. Here I am trying to block and waking up, trying not to let that happen. But anyways, you can use the analog stick if you'd like. But then you'd be missing out on all the button mashing fun, so I'll stick to the giant bubble buttons.
Round 1, fight.
There we are, managed to get it perfect. So clearly this controller is giving me an unfair advantage. I think Ridge Racer would be a good test to see how well you can drive with 8 giant buttons. This controller actually comes in a few different variations. I've just got the white one with Hatsune Miku, there's a black one, and there's also a yellow one with 2 other characters from the franchise. Not bad. Pretty light. Solid metal base, but mostly plastic all around. I've got to say it's kind of weird playing a game with your hands basically completely flat. Kind of feels like you're in the Matrix or something, or just doing some weird sort of typing test. But overall, it's fun playing with giant buttons. You know, we get the point. Anyways, I think that's about it for this controller. You know, it's a fun little novelty. The thing is, because it's a PS3 controller, it works actually on your PC, just, you know, via USB. Using this adapter, you can kind of use it on this PS Classic, I guess, but also you could use it on your PS2. So, but yeah, if you're a fan of Hatsune Miku, which, you know, I've literally never seen or heard anything she's in other than like watching YouTube videos of this controller and I guess the games. I don't really know how to end this, but yeah, at least it works, and maybe it'll bring some new life to these PlayStation classics. See you later.